The head of the United States federal credit unions just had, I guess, a meeting, or this video is just now surfacing. It's juicy and it talks about crypto. So let's get into it, and I'll explain who the NAFCU is after I play this clip, and I'll show you some interesting connections. FIS Global is actually connected in here to all of these credit unions, and FIS Global is a Ripple partner, and I'm going to show you that too. You've probably seen this document before if you've been in the space for a while. If you haven't, get ready for some education. Let's go ahead and play this clip, guys.
That because I want there to be a seamless experience. I think one of the questions you're asking about what some of the questions are, many of the credit unions still want to know, do they have our imprimatur at NCUA to embrace fintech technology? Do they have our imprimatur to embrace blockchain, distributed ledger technology, and even engaging in digital assets? And the answer to that is a resounding yes. They have our imprimatur. We've not had to give a rulemaking because our statutes, our legislation and regulations, they currently now allow them to engage in those activities. But as they would with any activity, do it prudently and pragmatically. Are you going through the appropriate due diligence? We as an agency, we were one of the few agencies that really did tell our regulated entities that you are more than welcome when it came to digital assets and blockchain. We gave them supervisory guidance, telling them, look at it as they would with any third party. So we're looking at, are you doing the appropriate vetting, the vendor due diligence? Are you looking at a lot of the other things that you would do if you were really embarking upon any other relationship? And I know our peer regulators have taken a different stance where they're saying, we're not going to tell you can do it. You need to ask us for permission, right. and we will give you a letter saying we're not denying it. But that type of regulatory uncertainty and regulatory vacuum is what we're trying to prevent at the agency. So I think many of our regulated entities will say that we've been very forthright, been very forward, and I'm very proud that all three board members are so in unison and wanting to embrace the technology. I really had really great joy when I was able to get all of their support in creating the new office and moving forward with some of the other ideas with the new FinTech Director position. So I think the one thing that I hope comes loudly and clearly from our conversation today is that we do not want to stand in your way, provided you're going through the appropriate due diligence, as you would with any third-party vendor, as you would engage with any partnership. I think you need to measure the complexity, measure the risk, as you would with any activity.
That's juicy. So check us out. This is the NAFCU, which is the National Association of Federally Insured Credit Unions. Okay, so any credit union in the United States is a part of this. It sounds like they have the three board members who are pro-crypto. They are pushing all of this forward. They have this new office, and they are getting into it. And we're going to ask the question of, why are credit unions wanting to get into crypto? That is the question. That's like the golden question that we should be talking about. And so my view on this is that credit unions are usually smaller banks. They're not these conglomerates like JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. They're really community-owned banks, right? They help businesses and this kind of different things. And so they need other sources of revenue. And also their members are going to want to get into some of these digital assets. And I did a video that's probably going to be released this week going over a 2022 review. It was a survey that got sent out to thousands of people that don't own crypto. And they said that they would be more inclined, 75% said they would be more inclined to buy crypto if they could do it through their banking relationship. Okay, so that's millions of Americans that would be considering of buying crypto. If you took the survey out from the 2,000 people and did that, there's a lot of people out there that want to buy digital assets. And there's also another video down here. I played this on the channel a couple, maybe weeks or months ago, but here's the plan, man. This guy lays it out. I don't remember where this is from. I do apologize, but listen to what he says here. It's a 27-second clip, but it's juicy.
Which I call the asset managers are coming. We had Hamilton Lane on stage in Aberdeen, and the likes of BlackRock are in the market, the likes of Vanguard and so on. So JP Morgan, as I said, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, they're all working on it. So 23 is the year where we're building the infrastructure. 24 is the year where it can start to scale. But like any digital revolution, once it starts scaling, it's quite exponential because it's very easily replicatable. Once it starts scaling, it's quite exponential. Because
it's quite exponential. I was like, what was the word he used? Exponential. Come on, Robert, you're better than that. All right, I was digging around on this website, NAFCU website, and I was going like in vendors, let me see, where was it? Preferred partners, and I was clicking on solutions, and so I stumbled on some of the partners here, and FIS is in fact a partner. So let me just go back here so I can show you this. So here I was playing around with the partners. You have AWS in here, of course, and then you have FIS Global, MasterCard, and some others. I'm going to do some due diligence on some of these other ones to see if I can find any more juicy connections for you. But FIS Global is connected to all of these credit unions, okay? And FIS Global is in fact a Ripple partner. There's this document here I've shown many times, but this basically lays out, talks about Ripple's technology. It talks about Swift in here too, Visa, and then also here's your RippleNet information. Hey, what's going to happen with this? I hope it rains down money for all of us, but let's not get our hopes up. We're still got to get into 2024. We got to get past November, and hopefully it's a good Christmas for us all. I also wanted to put this out. Jess Chang, Ripple, provided advice for crypto-related activities and worked on the core of FedNow plus new USA regulations or real-time gross settlement systems, and have a monopoly on a quadrillion plus XRP quadrillion drops, Ripple, and the ISDA. All right, let's go ahead and this is reflected in the reality that the only entrant besides the FRBS willing to develop a real-time gross settlement system is the clearinghouse, the TCH, which has about 400 banks hooked up to it. A consortium of the 25 largest global banks. Without the FRBS, it appears that the consortium would be the sole provider of payment settlement system involving a quadrillion dollars of payments annually. Such a monopoly would have the opportunity, incentive to set price and service levels and its advantage. The clearinghouse can go ahead and set different prices, and banks would be stuck paying those prices if they wanted to, but you do have other cryptocurrencies and other partnerships giving more options throughout this. And there's also a little bit more here. This is saying, as mentioned previously, XRP is a debt-based currency and does not consume transactions like Bitcoin's UTXO model. A finite amount of XRP currency exists within the network of more will never be produced again. 100 billion XRP is released initially when the XRP ledger was created in the currency, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the gist of that. And then it does talk about, in addition, Jess provides strategic bank regulatory advice to clients. Jess Chang works at the IMF now. Okay, she used to work at Ripple. Now she works for the IMF. Okay, including in connection with banks, chartering, fintech partnerships, and crypto asset related activities. It is a role Jess was at the forefront of payments rulemaking and the development of the Fed's initiative core instant payments infrastructure, the FedNow service. So I hope Jess put some really good words in for Ripple. I don't know if she did, but she worked there for many years, and I would think they're still friends, Brad and Chris and all them. Partnerships between banks and fintech companies, including in connection with payment infrastructures that leverage distributed ledger and other emerging technologies, and the legal, regulatory, and public policy aspects of new forms of digital money, including central bank digital currencies. Guys, you need central bank digital currencies to really make this whole system work. I know a lot of us have different opinions on central bank digital currencies. It doesn't matter what our opinions are. We are not in power, and these are coming regardless. Okay, this is the new financial system. This is the biggest thing, right? That let's say it's the United States, right? And the United States are going to block my transactions if I want to go buy something, okay? First of all, you, a regular person, are never going to have a bank account that is directly connected to the Federal Reserve. Your bank account will be connected to the bank. The bank will be connected to the FedNow system. That is how that works, okay? So if the bank decides to deny transactions for whatever reason, that is going to be on the bank, not the United States or whatever country that you're in. Now, if you are on government assistance and you get paid every month to pay rent or buy food for your kids or whatever, you say you're on disability, okay? They might set limits on what you can and can't spend that money on, okay? It's the same thing like in America. If you don't reach a certain amount of money that you're making, let's say you are on disability or you're in between jobs and you're getting government assistance through EBT, electronic debt. I don't know what EBT stands for. I do apologize. I've never been on it, but they give you a card and you use that card to go buy groceries. Now you can't take that card and you can't go buy munitions or drugs for something like that. Now those are the areas that I could see where a CBDC might say, hey, you cannot buy this or you cannot buy this through that government money. I don't see them saying, hey, if you're a regular American and you pay your taxes and you do everything that you're supposed to do, I don't see them blocking your transactions to go buy whatever your heart desires. Now, I am not a policymaker. I don't have those rules, but that is how I see it, okay? My last 4 years of doing this every day and researching all this, that is the only kind of limitations that I see. Now, I could be totally wrong. That is true, but I just wanted to share that with you. All right, let's finish this up. FedNow based on ISO 20022 blockchain plus November deadline. Okay, juicy. Call FedNow. Oh, damn, this is blurry. It's not just your eyes. It is a blurry. FedNow by 2023 or 2024, the system would process individual payments within seconds. And you know how much a FedNow payment is? It's 4.5 cents. That's how much a payment costs to send through FedNow. What technology would they be using to have instant settlement and that cheap? Okay, now sending a payment like, let's say, through Ripple and XRP, those payments would be either a penny or less. Now there's still room for profits to be made. They're not going to be as advantageous as what Visa, MasterCard, or American Express charge. Those are usually 2 to 5%. American Express is usually on the higher end of that. But I have my Amex card. I use it a lot, and I like using my Amex card. It appears that the Federal Reserve plans to use blockchain technology to enable the system and allow member banks to act as permission nodes, entering transactions onto the decentralized ledger. This would be a major adoption of blockchain technology by the government entity. Damn, that's blurry. And would likely lead to greater regulatory certainty in the United States. It's coming. It's coming. I know it's slow in the US, guys. There's not much we can do about it, but it's coming. All right. And this is actually illinois.gov. So it's a governmental website. It also talks about Ripple Lab operates a blockchain platform that allows banks to communicate via blockchain and transfer funds at a lower cost and almost instantaneously. 3 to 5 seconds is almost instantaneously. And then we're going to talk about this. Banks and financial institutions are set to experience a systemic shift as 87% of transaction value for high value payments set to migrate to ISO 2022 by the end of this year. It's November 19th is the day. If we wake up on the 20th, rich people, that's great, but don't get your hopes up. Banks and financial institutions are set to experience a systemic shift. The SWIFT network that traditionally facilitated payments in giving way to the next generation of ISO 20022 financial messaging standard. This new standard is expected to be a singular global standard governing high value payment systems for all reserve currencies. It is projected to underpin 80% of global transaction volumes and an overwhelming 87% of transactions volume by the end of the year. I love it. I love it. All right, so I'm going to play this clip. Just know that this gentleman speaking here, I don't know where he's from. Looks like he's like a guest speaker in this classroom. There's a longer clip. I listened to the longer clip. You do not want to listen to the longer clip. It's more about cabals and this and that. And he's talking about the Space Force. And let me just play this little context here.
Yeah, a lot of systems. There's been a preparation ever since Kennedy was assassinated for this time period. But now, will it be the end of this year? Will it be 2023? I think it's going to be between now and sometime between the end of 2023. All these shifts and all these changes are going to happen. And along with it, what's going to be occurring is that as the systems collapse, a new system, something that benefits, that was created for the benefit of all of humanity, is already in place. Now, you have to understand, and I need you to understand this. There is only one timeline, just one. I know there's people out there talking about all these other timelines. It isn't true. There's one.
All right, there's one timeline, guys. There's not 100 timelines. Cool. All right, and then Modular, a strategic clearing partner in the UK and Europe. Ripple, let's get into this. Direct access to the Bank of England. Modular Finance has focused on building seamless solutions into the European and UK payment rails powered by RippleNet.
I decided to join RippleNet to work with a partner that had the same values as us, as providing better, superior access to the payment networks. With Ripple, we're bringing that in a much more simplified, easy access form. We believe we bring very strong access to the local network. So as a strategic clearing partner here in the UK and Europe, we have deep direct access. So we're one of the few non-bank financial institutions that have direct access to the Bank of England. So we're operating on the same basis as the large clearing banks, but bringing quality and service through our API technology that enables that access through RippleNet. We decided to work with Ripple and specifically integrate with RippleNet because we felt that was a strong proposition for our clients and for us to be able to offer out our services and access to the European clearing systems and the UK clearing systems on a broad basis, on a global and international basis.
Spicy! I love it, spicy.
And whether that's through real-time access to the transaction flow, the data, but also the clearing is really critical for us. And we believe Ripple have the same values, the same focus, and will deliver significant benefits to our partners and to their customers in terms of being able to access digital services real-time and therefore drive economic value and benefit to the end customers.
The like button, guys. Please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please do. It helps me grow. I'm trying to get to 15,000 by the end of October. With your help, I can do that. If you like the video, share with somebody you know. Help me grow the channel. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.